again, everyone. This is FilibusterFox, and we will be once again streaming live League of Legends at twitch.tv/FilibusterFox. You'll have to excuse me as I'm not feeling that well at the beginning of this one. So there may be issues where I'm having to deal with my allergies as per last night. And I probably will not go on an extremely long session, but we are going to continue doing the same thing we did yesterday, and watching my friend's team, Team Tsoul, with a T in there, Tsoul, Team Tsoul, and we will be watching their final placement match as a ranked 5 team. So after this one, they will be set into their proper league and such like that to join the real ladder after their placement matches. So we are going to just wait on them to get a game there in queue right now. It will be just a few moments as we wait on them to get started here. Just going to keep an eye on them to get started. So normally I would be looking over here, but I need to watch this to see when it switches into in-game. So I'm going to be looking kind of this way. Now to share some news with you, next week comes out NVIDIA's new graphics card, the GTX Titan, which is the most powerful single GPU card now available on the market for consumers. It uses the GK110 core, which is basically a wider CPU than, well, GPU, I suppose, than the old GK104s used by the 680s, and the two of those together in the 690. It's roughly on par in performance with the 690, and at the same price tag, you might not see the value of it over getting a 690. Where it really comes into its own is the lesser power needs and the lesser noise it produces. That and the greater ability to SLI to SLI Titans is generally going to outperform the quad SLI setup on the 690s. Why am I telling you this? Well, this because I'm going to be picking myself up a GTX Titan next week. As soon as my paycheck clears tonight, I'm going to go ahead and place my pre-order for the Asus GTX Titan. I'm very excited to get that. I'll probably do next day shipping, so I'll probably have it next Friday, and that'll be quite fantastic for everyone involved, which is usually just me and all of my viewers. That's right. If it was just me buying it, I would just get a 680, because I'll be able to run everything I do at 680, no problem. It's the YouTube videos and the streaming and all where I'm going to need that extra performance from the Titan over the 680s and such like that. So I'm going to go ahead and go for broke and drop a huge chunk of my paycheck onto the new video card that goes along quite nicely with my nice new 64 gig RAM and i7 setup that I've got in the new computer going. Once that is set up, it will be fantastic. We are just waiting, for those who may have joined late, we are just waiting on this match to get started. They are in queue now. I was just doing a little talking about tech stuff, which may have been over some people's heads, but I'm really excited about it. I am in the chat today. Hello, chat. So if you're on the chat, you can chat live with me today, because normally I've just been forgetting to go into the chat, so sorry about that for anyone who's been watching trying to chat to me. But I am in the chat today, so if you're watching live, feel free to join the discussion. Now, we will be seeing this game start shortly. They've been queued for about 3 minutes now, so very soon here, we should be see that in queue changed over to in-game. Now, for those joining late, once again, we will be watching Team Tsoul, the same thing that we did last night, which is Susaki, Shinpulse, I believe, Koto, and, oh, blimey, I've forgotten their team. Let me pull it up. View profile. Team Tsoul, because that's the best way to say that. Okay, so it was Pilot in command and Koto in the bot lane. It was Steam up top. It was Saki in the mid, and it was, Shin in the jungle last night. We will be sure to see if that remains to be the same team setup that they use, or if they switch positions up. I'm not really sure. I've only seen them play one game. Still in queue, 4 minutes. Got to be getting soon here. This will include the champ select, so they should probably have already entered champ select. We're just waiting on that to finish, and then we will start observing the game as soon as possible. So it should be available here shortly. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar, my name is FilibusterFox, and I do stream every day at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern Time, at twitch.tv/FilibusterFox. You can join anytime here and watch the show. I stream League of Legends on this, maybe 1 or 2 days here and there. I might do a different game, but in general, I don't, and I haven't yet. I tried to do Dungeon Land once, but that didn't actually work out with the settings on XSplit. It wasn't working quite right until I fixed it after the fact, so much for that. But that's beside the point there. Now, in-game, we're going to switch to the spectate cam and get going here. Yay! Going to go ahead and minimize this, so that's fine. There we go. And we have the Champ Select showing right here with the blue team. I'm not sure their team name yet, but we'll find out as soon as we go into the Champ Select. We've got 2 minutes and 20 seconds to this matchup here. Blue team with the Jungle Zinzao, Kristnik is what I'm going to call him. Kristnik as the Jungle Zinzao with Ghost and Smite. For support, we have Sona, Kangaroo, with Flash Exhaust, a pretty standard setup for support. We're going to jump down to the 80 carry at the bottom there. The Heliode is Ezreal with Flash and Ignite. No cleanse there for that 80 carry, but Ezreal's got plenty of escapability, so he can usually get away without cleanse as long as the other team isn't too crowd controlling, which we'll get into in a bit. Mid lane, we're going to see Orianna, Eros, and up in the top, we'll see the Mad Chemist, interestingly, not as singed, but it will be Irelia instead. Both of those have Flash and Ignite. For the purple team, we see Team Tsoul, the team we are indeed spectating in this situation, in this ranked 5s matchup. No, I'm not going to be playing a game. I am streaming. Thank you, though, Arrow. And on the purple team, we have in the jungle Shin Pulse, once again, as Jarvan with Smite and Flash. It's the same thing we saw last game. Did a fairly good job of holding the team together. And it was a nice thing to see. I'm always a big fan of Jarvans in the jungle. They're good at ganking and have great mobility, as well as a good bit of damage to add into any fight situation. For the bot lane, we're going to have Thresh support, Pilot in command, with Misfortune, Koto Soul. I believe that is the exact same setup we saw last time. There was Misfortune was on the other team last time. I cannot remember what Koto... Oh, it was Caitlyn. So we'll see Misfortune and Thresh on the bot lane this time for Team Tsoul. In the mid lane, they'll have Susaki as Diana. And in the top lane, they'll have Steam Cairo as Kha'Zix. Both with Flash and Ignite. We're going to see Cleanse on Misfortune with the Ignite on Ezreal, so that'll give a bit of a damage advantage for the bot lane in the blue team's aspect, but that Cleanse will help get out of a lot of bad situations there. Sona ult, suddenly, hey, Misfortune is back up and counter-ulting your team, or what have you with the Zinzao ganks. Not a lot for Cleanse to do against Zinzao. Zinzao's crowd control mainly being knockups or knockbacks. Ezreal not having any crowd control except for the slow on his, the attack speed slow. And Sona with the crowd control based on movement slow as well as her ult, which is going to be the big thing that Cleanse is going to need for. Was Cleanse really worth it in that setup? I'm not sure that it was. There's really not nearly enough CC on the opposing team to justify the Cleanse. And now Cleanse is always nice on Misfortune, but I feel like Ignite could have kept her in lane a little better with the setup that they've got going. Or maybe even a heal due to the lack of a healing champion on their team. Lots of effective hit points with the Thresh shield from the Lantern, but no sustain. So the blue team is VCH Vicious Hearts against TSOL Team Tsoul. And here we go. Everyone is loading in, and very shortly here we will get started on this final placement match for Team Tsoul. And as we wait for this to load up, I'm going to have a look around at these matchups. Diana versus Orianna is actually in favor of Orianna past about the mid-game. Early on, Orianna gets advantage. In the mid-game, Diana gets the advantage. Late game, and the roam phase, Orianna's crowd control is big. Unless Diana gets ahead during that brief phase where she's ahead of the Orianna, where it kind of the bell curve favors Diana, then that's going to be a lot of trouble for the purple team because Orianna has a lot of upward mobility in the scaling, while Diana will drop off a little after that bruiserish area. Now, we'll remain to see how Diana is built in the situation, but building Diana anything other than a bruiser is a dangerous, dangerous aspect. In the top lane, we'll have Irelia against Kha'Zix. Kha'Zix, a very, very strong pick. Irelia, a very solid pick against any situation. I'll be interested to see how that matchup goes down. But judging by the performance Steam Cairo had in the last game, I'm going to give my favor over a bit to the Kha'Zix in this situation. He did a very good job in the last game of basically getting first blood despite being ganked, and continuing to dominate upon the weakness of the E and the opposing top laner. But yesterday's performance makes no value in today's game. It could be that Aurelia is a very good Aurelia and is going to school this Kha'Zix, so it will remain to be seen. Down in the bot lane, Sona and Ezreal against Thresh and Misfortune, both very strong lanes right now. Ezreal and Sona used to be the big strong thing around, but now Misfortune so very strong. My personal favorite AD carry to play, along with the Thresh. Very good support at this point. Lots of tankiness, lots of sustain out of the shields, and crowd control from the pull and the ultimate. A lot of potential there to shut down this Ezreal if they can get a little bit ahead. But this lane could either go either way very easily and very quickly. And of course, in the jungle, Xin Zhao versus Jarvan is not going to be a direct matchup so much as it's going to be what kind of opportunities they can create in the map control of their team. I don't see either having a particular load advantage over the other in any situation, but it's going to be dependent on their teams how their junglers are going to perform. Both junglers starting with Hunter's Machete and the 5 potion setup. Very common start for junglers in pretty much any situation. The supports, we've got Sona over here with a mana regen pendant as well as 3 wards, 3 pots against Thresh with 3 wards, 3 pots, a total biscuit of rejuvenation, and the healing pendant instead of the mana pendant. A solid choice from the Thresh there. Nice little setup there. A little extra sustain from the total biscuit will keep them in there quite nicely. I enjoy the name of that item. It amuses me very much. Now, for the top laners, Aurelia is starting out with 3 pots and boots, and Kha'Zix is starting out with 2 wards and 9 potions. A lot of sustain from the Kha'Zix there. Gonna lose the mobility from the boots, but he's got that jump ability. He's not gonna need the boots early on. Those 2 wards are gonna let him dominate his lane, and the sustain from the potions is gonna give him a huge advantage early on. So I'm gonna give the early lead to Kha'Zix in that because of the item setup. For the AD carries, we see Misfortune starting Longsword and Potions, a very aggressive start there. Much like the old Dorn's Blade start, a little safer than that, but it builds very nicely into the Vampiric Scepter, into the Bloodthirster later, which is a very good early item to get on Misfortune, a very solid mesh up with her W's attack speed buff. And for the mid lanes, we see Diana with 1 ward, having just placed 7 health potions and 2 mana potions against Orianna's 1 ward, mana pendant, and the potion setup. So a little bit more sustain in Diana's favor, and a little better ward coverage with that Wolves already being warded. That should help out a little bit in tracking the early jungle positioning. But we will see if that makes a difference against Orianna's mana pendant. Orianna, with that earlier advantage, is going to have a lot more poke ability than Susaki in this early situation. The Q, very nice poke from Diana, but it doesn't sustain nearly as well as the ball of arrows. Alright, we've got Steam going ahead and warding up towards the top lane. Xin Zhao immediately going top, looking for a lane gank here. He's going to come and try and sneak into the lane here and see if he can get an early kill on this level 1 Kha'Zix before they hit level 2. He's not gotten an opportunity to come up. The minions are too far ahead. Orianna really has to clear a path for him here. She needs to kill that minion so he can get up and get into the bush without giving it away. Come on, that minion needs to die, Orianna. Kill, Aurelia, kill the minion. In the mid, we've got some fighting going on between Orianna and that, and down bot, not a whole lot of action going. But hey, here's Xin Zhao. We're watching this up in the top lane. He's in the bushes. He's revealed himself. Kha'Zix knows he's there. Does he have the jump yet? No, he flashes out of the situation. But, oh, a lot of damage. That Ignite going down at the end there, going to give him a lot of trouble there, but he bought plenty of potions, so he's going to be able to get him back himself to full, but he's going to have a little trouble trading for last hits here for a bit. That got Xin Zhao a little behind Jarvan, though. He's very low health and still did not get much from her XP while Jarvan was finishing off blue and gold. And mid lane, a little bit of harass going down, but nothing really extensive here. Sona's forced back here, only level 1, while everyone else in bot lane is level 2. Coming back to get into XP range, just now hitting level 2, so not that far behind, but that was a bit of a disadvantage there. We're going to see an earlier level 3 for the purple team in both cases than we're going to see for Sona getting there. And they may take that level 3 advantage to try and go for something. Misfortune now hitting level 3. It's going to give an advantage to them there. Oh, the hit on the chain on Sona there, taking advantage of her low health. Oh, down to barely 100 hit points, a little under. 100 after popping that potion, down to 1 health potion on Sona, and a lot of health gone. Jarvan is up in the top lane, ready for a gank on Aurelia. Here he comes, completely throwing the sword in the wrong direction. Nothing to jump to there. So they're going to get a little bit of poke onto Aurelia, but Aurelia's going to walk away, basically not worse for the wear. We lost Sona, disconnected from the match, so that's going to put Kangaroo in a bad situation here and put a 2v1 situation for the Ezreal in bot lane. He's nice and close to his tower, so he shouldn't be terribly vulnerable to a gank right now. But anytime your support is missing and falling behind is going to make the laning phase even harder as the AD carry. Mid lane is in favor of Orianna right now. Orianna with a good harass advantage here. 2 health potions and 2 mana potions remaining to Diana's 5 health potions. Remember that Diana started with only potions and a couple of wards. That mana pendant going to give Orianna a bit later buildability than the potion start will for Diana. Top lane, still nothing really significant up here. Slight farm advantage for Kha'Zix by about 6. That failed gank by Xin Zhao just slowing down Aurelia. And now Kha'Zix is just slightly ahead. Still no return from Sona. This is terrible for the Helode. The missed chain by what is your name? Thresh. The missed chain by Thresh. Oh, missed the first blood in mid here. Let's have another look at what happened when I was trying to remember Thresh's name. Back out just a little bit there and follow this. So Diana goes in for a lot of aggressiveness, but Orianna doing so much more damage. And that's that early advantage that Orianna has there. Just too much damage for Diana's not built items. Diana, wards and potions do not give you AD or AP with which to kill your opponent. Neither does Orianna's build, but her base abilities scale much harder. Shinpulse now feeling out this mid lane to take a few farm while she is here covering the tower. Orianna is going to go B and get a little ahead with that first blood. 1 farm behind the Diana, but it's going to have that gold advantage of about 400 gold. Xin Zhao once again bottom, trying to protect this Ezreal against any really aggressive action by the 2v1 bot lane. Sona now back in the game, heading back to lane. Sona, does he get a gold per 5 from it? Yes, at least Sona's coming back with a gold per 5. That is pretty much godsend in your support. If you get behind in the game, you need to get that early gold per 5 to kind of catch you up later on. Thresh, not able to build a gold per 5, is going to have a gold disadvantage in the long run against Orianna, or against Sona, I'm sorry. But that XP advantage is going to help out this bot lane in favor of purple for quite some time. Ezreal a level ahead of the other two, but that's not going to matter when Sona is 2 levels behind. Sona's still behind the tower, not quite getting an XP range. Sona, what are you doing? Has Sona disconnected again? Is that what's going on here? Okay, there's Sona. Sona clearly distracted and not thinking about the team. This is not how you play in a ranked game, Kangaroo. You have really got to focus and actually assist your AD carry, unless you're just hoping that he'll hit level 6. And you want him to be level 6 so you can come in and do something. But hey, we need the Sona to be leveling up. Level 3 is unacceptable at this point where everyone else is level 6. We've got a bit of a fight going around near the blue buff for the purple team. Shin definitely securing that. Blue backing off of the situation. Not able to fight the bot lane if they were to come up. Ezreal, of course, still at the level 6 to level 5 advantages of the opposing bot lane. But we will see how that unfolds in a few minutes. Sona being level 3 is really going to hurt them. And if she feeds a couple of kills to the enemy Misfortune can get nice and far ahead here if they catch her with little CC. Thresh being very aggressive there, just bullying with that shield he's got from the Lantern. In the top lane, we're seeing 7 farm advantage for Kha'Zix, maintaining that bit of bonus up in the top there. This is very nice to have. Orianna picking up blue buff to go against Sasaki's blue buff, but this is going to be once again in favor of Orianna. She has the 1 level advantage, that early kill, and started the Chalice. She's going to have all of the mana she will ever need as long as that blue buff is there. Diana too low to really survive fighting Orianna at all at this point. Bot lane has left, and this gives Sona a bit of an advantage to catch up a little in XP. Ezreal needing to stay in lane to keep his XP advantage against the purple team, who went B before hitting level 6. So they're still behind. Ezreal may hit level 7 before they hit level 6. Misfortune is not far off, but Ezreal's actually going to hit level 7 before she hits level 6, and that could be doom on Misfortune if she tries to go in alone there. But she is waiting for Thresh to show up. We've got Jarvan coming up in the top, but Xin Zhao not far behind. This is warded by the blue team. They know Jarvan is there. Jarvan's in a lot of trouble. Aurelia goes right in on him, and Zinzao's not far behind. Zinzao jumping in on the Kazakhs, but they're both going to get out of there in time to get back to their tower with about half health, doing no return damage. But Orianna comes up to the top. Zinzao is going to go right into the tower with the ghost, picks up the kill on the Jarvan, but dies to the tower in Kazakhs before getting out. And Diana's there to finish off Orianna before she could get out of the situation. Raleig's in a lot of trouble between the Kazakhs and the Diana there, and Kazakhs are very low, unable to really engage much. But hey, Aurelia forced to flash out before Diana could get in for the kill. Diana, you really need to catch up here. If you can catch up to this Aurelia, you get another kill, and everybody loves another kill. Looks like Aurelia got out of range long enough to juke the Saki in the mid lane, not able to see what was going on down in the bot lane. Meanwhile, Thresh did get killed by... who killed Thresh? Let's see what happened here. Let's back up a bit. Alright, back up a bit more. Okay, so down in the bot lane, while Aurelia was being chased through the jungle, down in that top fight, Ezreal and Sona getting ready to engage into a fight here against the opposing bot lane. Misfortune finally hitting level 6. Thresh hits level 6. Is going to be a lot of trouble. Sona is still level 5, not able to counter CC what Pilot and Command can put out at this point. Catching the chain on Sona. Sona flashes right out of the slow, but Ezreal goes right in, picking up the kill on Thresh with lots of damage. But hey, Misfortune's like, okay, you kill Thresh, I'll kill you. Walks away with the kill on the AD carry, and that's going to be an advantageous trade for the purple team. Sona's still forced out of lane. If she gets too close here, Misfortune will be able to just go and kill her all over the face. And killing all over the face on this Misfortune is exactly what she wants to do to Sona. Sona, of course, too far behind at this point, 2 levels behind Misfortune, as well as the noticeable lack of advantage in the damage difference to really sit up close enough to farm. Now back up to full health, still not level 6. But if Sona hits level 6 soon, here it comes. This could be bad for Misfortune. Ezreal not far behind. A good ult onto Misfortune could easily result in a kill. Diana with blue buff, Orianna without, having been killed up in the top lane by Orianna in that team fight. By Diana, rather. Diana showing a lot of good team fight presence now that Negatron cloak is built is going to have a lot more sustain against the harass from Orianna. But Orianna able to burst her very nicely and then did not have that shield available. Kazakh's warding up and is well protected up in the top lane. Has plenty of warding when he is going to come from any direction except from behind his tower or through the lane wards. He keeps pushed up a little. He's nice and safe. And Aurelia is the one in the dangerous situation. Only one ward in the river coming through the purple tribush. A safe approach for the purple jungler. And down in the bot lane, I'm going to have a quick break of water as we wait on Sona to get back in the lane. Oh, there's a fight in the mid lane. Let's get there really quick. And it is Zinzao and Orianna just going for the tower. Jarvan trying to just auto-attack them to get them out of there. But Jarvan, you need to kill the minions so the tower shoots them instead of just auto-attacking Zinzao, who's clearly not caring. Refreshing water. Now, once again, I'm not feeling that great tonight, so my voice is having a bit of trouble keeping up with the situation. But we're holding in here and following through with the rest of this match. Diana back in the lane now to hold Orianna off that tower. Mid-tower very low now. If Diana gets forced out of the lane and gives Orianna an opportunity to push, that could easily be a dead tower. Our team now 12 farm ahead of Aurelia, but otherwise fairly evenly balanced. Down in the bot lane. Nice poke going down onto Thresh there, giving an advantage if Sona ever gets a nice ult off here. I'm waiting for the Sona ult, a good Sona ult, and an engage by Diana in the mid. Spell trouble for the blue team. Diana getting a good bit of damage there, but she's going to take more getting out, having tanked up the minion wave and the tower a bit. Orianna basically just kiting around, not really turning around to do much damage, but just a little bit of poke from her does so much damage to Diana. After having gone aggressive, it looks like blue team wants to get aggressive down in the bot lane, targeting Thresh up in the top lane. Aurelia gets ganked by Jarvan and Kazakhs, resulting in her death. Not much to see there. It is as simple as Jarvan just going in and then getting the kill. Waiting to see what is happening. There have been pings. They want to kill Thresh. They're trying to kill Thresh. Misfortune is going B. This could be their opportunity very soon here. Misfortune is going to be out of the picture. They can tower dive here if they so choose and have the ult available. Ooh, Pilot Command so very low with only 430 hit points remaining. A little bit of poke here could get him killed if they get any sort of harass on there at all. Ult going down to help clear this minion wave faster. Ezreal wants to kill Thresh, he really does, but the minions not allowing it to happen. Thresh staking around in a lot of danger here, but here comes Jarvan Misfortune, or here, blue team took too long to try to kill him. There is no defense for them now. Oh, Xin Zhao is the defense, though. A nice Soda ult resulting in the dead Thresh very quickly. Misfortune's ult is got Xin Zhao nice and low, but Xin Zhao plenty of damage still to finish off Jarvan before he has to get out of the fight. Misfortune just barely at half health. Xin Zhao, the only one really taking damage on the blue team. And walking away, no problem at all. Very nice ult timing from the Sona, hitting all three of the bot lane for the purple team. Diana sneaking up behind, looking to see if she can finish off one of these two in the bot lane. Jarvan's not there, but she's trying to go for Sona. Sona caught between Misfortune and Diana, getting out of the way of Diana's Q. But Misfortune not able to put enough damage to kill Sona before Xin Zhao could get there to help. Saki dangerously staying in the situation. Eris is coming around. Orianna is here to fight as well, and this is going to be a dead Diana very, very quickly as the ball from Orianna goes in for the killing blow. Xin Zhao having knocked her up and done enough damage to enable that kill very easily. Thresh is back in the lane now, but is it going to be enough against the Sona, Ezreal, and the Orianna? Orianna able to do a lot of damage with just one poke from the ball. And Thresh missing the chain, and that's just going to allow Orianna to get a little bit farm here while the opponent, the blue bot lane attempts to go B. We've got 3 from the purple team heading down to this bot lane now, though. They could try to counter push this while Ezreal and Sona are both going B. Orianna's going back to the mid lane, not going to stay and defend the tower. That is fine if they do not push aggressively. Nice ward on the dragon from Jarvan, the 4th. Purple ready to engage on the dragon, perhaps, or prepare for a gank. What are they going to do? They've got good ward coverage. They've got the opportunity to take dragon if they so choose. But that's not a pink ward there. They don't know for sure that the blue team hasn't warded it. And it's not long before the blue bot lane will return to lane. Aurelia going right back in and trading with Kha'Zix when Kha'Zix does a little bit of poke. Nice aggression there by Aurelia. I do like to see her not playing scared despite being now 28 far behind Kha'Zix. And 1 kill, or 1 assist to 2 kills. No Orianna in the mid lane to stop Diana from pushing. Mid tower still in good shape, but no one is coming to defend. Xin Zhao finally turning around to do something about it, but Diana is leaving, heading up towards the top lane, and Jarvan is too. We may see a 3-man gank on Aurelia here. This could be the death of the top tower, as well as Aurelia if, oh no, Jarvan's not coming there. But Diana should be enough to enable the kill, even under tower. Between Kha'Zix and Diana, here comes the gank under tower. Aurelia, are you going to be able to get your way out of this? No, you're going to flash right back into the gank and die under the tower. A lot of damage put onto Kha'Zix from the tower and ignite, but it's not going to be enough to really discourage him from any situation here. I was going to come and cold the top lane, so it's not going to be a dead tower. But Kha'Zix quite able to sit here and farm with Aurelia. Once again, losing this matchup very poorly against Steam in the top lane. Just like the last game, we're seeing basically an unanswered top lane for Team Tsoul. The enemy jungler doing much better this time than they did in the last situation, though. 1 kill lead at the 16.5-minute mark for the blue team. Only 500 gold ahead. No tower skill by either team, but it looks like purple is closer to killing mid tower than any other tower is to being destroyed. Good map control on the blue team. Purple also doing a fair job of warding up, but blue seem to have a bit more of coverage, although in a little less logical places. Ezreal ult up the bottom lane to try to get a little more harass here. Are they going to try to go for the kill? Jarvan spotted coming around into the blue jungle. Orianna knows he's there and is going to fight him off of these wraiths. Has plenty of vision to fight 1v1 here. There's going to be no help coming from the blue team. Steam needs to get out of here, or sorry, Shin needs to get out of here quickly, or she's going to die to Orianna. Diana's just around the corner, but the ult is going to slow him down enough for the Jarvan to die. Unassisted, Diana just barely getting there, but it's not going to be enough. We've got Kangaroo and the hello there. Because the Kangaroo gets a bit caught by Saki and the Thresh, but he gets out quite nicely, and Orianna's here is to engage the fight. The Lantern no longer crashing the spectator client very nicely when you mash it over it. Well, blue team having the advantage here with Jarvan dead. Top lane being pushed up by Aurelia. Kha'Zix forced to be there to defend. Diana remaining, but they're going to see blue team try and take the dragon out of the situation. Misfortune, the only one who can really get out of the lane to help. Diana is there stuck because of Orianna, but Orianna's going to go down the lane. If Diana comes, Orianna will already be there. They're not going to be able to stop this dragon at all, and this is going to be a dragon for the purple team, giving them, or sorry, for the blue team, giving them an even greater gold advantage. Now up to 1.7k gold lead with 2-kill advantage here. 18 minutes in, this is starting to look a little rough for the purple team, Team Tsoul. We're seeing an advantage up in the top lane for Steam, but otherwise, not much of a lot of strength showing up in either mid or bot lane. Nothing really against them, but Sasaki gets caught here by 3. The Sun ult hitting enough. Oh, the flash over the wall, very nicely done, but Orianna follows and gets the kill with the ball. And the ball walks home with more blood on it, as Diana dies once again in the mid lane to Orianna. Orianna now 4-1-1 against Diana's 1-3-1. Diana and Jarvan being the most killed in the game for either team, and they're both on the purple team. It's starting to look bad for the purple team. We're now 3 kills behind at a 2k.4 gold deficit. Another blue going over to Orianna here. Blue for purple available when Diana comes back up, but are they going to give Diana the opportunity to take it at the 19-minute mark? Diana gets back. Orianna could be pushing up mid lane. Jarvan and Diana can't both go to get their blue buff. Down bot. Purple is being very aggressive at pushing this tower, but not actually getting damage on it. No, here comes the damage on it. A little bit of poke from Koto onto the tower. Up top. Blue tower is fairly well. Purple tower is almost perfect. Mid tower for purple almost dead. Bot not in great shape either. Koto very low now, but Ezreal doesn't have a lot of mana to follow up with his abilities at this point. Blue buff going to Saki for the purple team. Had time to take that because Orianna went beat. Orianna coming back, and now with her needlessly large rods, some wards, and the full Athene's Unholy Grail along Sorcerer's Shoes. Very nice build for an Orianna at the 20-minute mark. Having a look at gold totals, we'll see Orianna leading the purple team with 6.8k gold, and leading the purple team, we have Kha'Zix with 6,000 gold. 800 gold lead for Orianna over the next closest. But a lot of trouble here as 3 on the bot lane are pushing on this blue tower, taking a lot of damage onto it, while Ezreal isn't in the lane. Xin Zhao came down to help it out some. Kha'Zix getting very aggressive top. They look like they're getting serious about taking down some towers. Jarvan taking some harassment from Orianna, forcing him away from the tower so she can just finish it off in no problem. Bot lane in favor of the purple team. Purple team takes the tower, but Saki is caught by Sona and Xin Zhao. Sona ult not quite early enough to save Xin Zhao, but Ezreal is still around. Sona being chased down by Misfortune, and Ezreal is going to die as well before being able to finish the damage on Misfortune, giving a triple kill to Koto Soul. Koto now 4-0. A very nice lead for this AD carry. Ezreal falling behind at this point. 20 far behind about, and a 2-kill deficit despite having assists there is going to give 6,800 gold to Misfortune to the 6,200 gold of Ezreal. And that is going to start getting more and more serious deficit for the blue team. Blue team leading by 2 kills now. About a 2k gold advantage. It's a fairly close game for the most part. Aurelia doing her best to take down this top tower before Kha'Zix can get back, but is not going to have enough damage. Kha'Zix is going to be here in time. Is Aurelia going to try to take the tower and finish it? No, Aurelia is going to get out of there and just wait for the next pushed up opportunity. This tower only has 180 hit points next time Kha'Zix leaves lane, this tower can die very easily. If anyone by the purple team is there to engage it. Blue team's going to have a rough time pushing up the bot tower for purple, because now that they've lost their tower, they don't have anything to fall back to. They can't be overly aggressive. They need good ward coverage in order to be able to push out this lane, and they just don't have it far out enough to see the jungler coming in time. That's a decent ward placement there. We'll see it coming from the river, and they've got the Tribush warded, so they can be a little bit aggressive there. It is a very interesting spot for a ward there, Sona, but I guess it works fine. Another ward there, and answered by one from Diana. Not quite able to kill the ward in time to actually kill the ward in time, but Aurelia is going to finish off the top tower because Kha'Zix is gone. Down it goes. It gives a 2-1 tower advantage for the purple team, and the global goal is starting to go more and more into their favor as they got a 3k gold lead now. Aurelia is stunning Kha'Zix to walk away after taking the tower. Blue team getting very aggressive down near the enemy blue, trying to catch Thresh and Misfortune here in the jungle. Are they going to have enough speed to do it? Oh, the slow onto Thresh is going to be enough to catch them out. In comes the Misfortune ult onto 3 of the blue team, but Xin Zhao is still very, very aggressive there, and Saki is going to die. The rest of the blue team there, and blue team is in a lot of trouble and having to get out of the situation. Sona's getting caught before she can get out, and having lost both Sona, Xin Zhao, and Orianna in that fight against only Diana for the blue team. That's a nice fight for the purple team. Ezreal is going to get out of here quite nicely, but that gives 11 kills to 11 kills for both teams, with a 1.2k gold advantage for the blue team, much less than it was before after that team fight. Raleigh holding mid lane against Team Cairo, but the rest of purple is coming in to take this tower for free, since it's 2 on 4 at this moment. It's a very difficult situation to actually defend the tower 23 minutes in. Fed and Nivea could do it, but a few others. Misfortune going over to get some wolves that aren't there. Oh, hey, the wolves are there. But she kept walking. So she's going to get that far in bot lane before it pushes up onto the tower. A little bit of tower damage is going to happen here, but actually almost none. 24 minutes in, 11 kills, a 0.7k gold advantage for the blue team, and tied at 2 towers and 2 towers. Ezreal coming in to damage a bit on Misfortune, who's going to quickly heal it back thanks to Bloodthirster. But he's going to keep his lane nice and pushed up, so they can get a little more damage on this tower. Snuggle up doing a nice bit of damage to Ezreal, answered in kind with the Essence Flux. Our dragon now spawned. Purple is, or blue is pinging it up. Purple is in the area to take it, but only Kha'Zix and Diana are there. Thresh and Misfortune in the bot lane. But 4 from the blue team coming from the mid lane here. They're looking to make a fight of this. Ezreal is on his way now as well, but he's stopping for golems. Ezreal, I think your team needs you. You should go join the fight. Jarvan, the only one not present for the purple team for this dragon contest. Dragon conveniently pulled out in favor of the purple team there, but goes and resets anyways. Oh, Orianna caught by the chain over the wall, but it's not going to be enough to really do anything except put the chain on cooldown and make Orianna shield herself. Diana queuing over to get a little bit of vision and a slight bit of harass. Oh, and Oracles on Jarvan, not a common sight anymore these days, but always a fantastic thing to have, especially in a situation like this where you're trying to win a team fight. And vision is a big part of that, knowing when to engage. Blue team backing off to get a little bit of jungle farm and maybe a red buff for the Ezreal. Or no, I guess Xin Zhao's going to take it. Ezreal left. Perhaps a little miscommunication. Looked like Xin Zhao wanted Ezreal to take it. But hey, purple team takes the dragon while they were doing that. No contest from the blue team, but we're going to see a fight here in the jungle perhaps. No, purple team, or blue team's just going to back off. Blue team's acting a little scared right now. They don't want to initiate. Not sure if that's because they feel like purple team's ahead. Purple team is slightly ahead with the dragon, but it's quickly, immediately been equalized. These teams both at 35k gold and 11 kills and 2 towers at the 26-minute mark, both having taken 1 dragon, identically placed into this match. It remains to be seen which of the Fed characters is really going to be more effective in the team fight. Now, once again, getting caught by the chain with Thresh, but the ult hitting very nicely. Thresh is very low. Orianna's caught in the middle of it, though. Sona's about to die, and Sona is not dead yet, but Thresh and Jarvan are. That's terrible for the blue team, or purple team. Oh, and Orianna, wow. An ace with, oh my goodness. 5 for none on the blue team. Holy cow, that team fight ended so poorly for the purple team. Not quite able to pick up a kill on any of them, and all of their team going down to massive damage that Orianna was able to put out. Ezreal, of course, adding a lot of damage to that fight, but I think the real MVP of that team fight was Orianna there. Very nice ult, followed by all the area effect damage he was putting out, enabling them to take this inhibitor as they lied. They didn't even be able to take a Nexus Tower here. It's kind of chancing it. We do now have 2 of the blue team up. So they're going to walk out with this inhibitor and maybe take a top tower if they want. Maybe start Baron. Maybe just go B and spend their money because they don't feel like taking objectives is important. Ezreal. Alright, so they're going to B up. Settle themselves, having taken the mid inhibitor. Now they have the opportunity to push out bot lane and top lane. They need to try and push out the bot lane so they have an opportunity to take Dragon uncontested by the purple team. If purple team is forced to defend mid and bottom against pushing minions, then they can't really fight the Baron buff very well. That or they'll lose a tower in the back. Purple aggressively warding the Baron. Blue wanting to start it, it looks like. I would prefer to see them get that bot lane pushed out a little further and threaten the tower before trying to do the Baron. But it may work for them. Able to kill the enemy ward is at least going to force their attention back to Baron. 2 pink wards for the blue team there. A little bit of a miscommunication, I'm sure. But hey, you know, 2's better than 1, I guess. A little redundant, but I guess it works. Takes twice. Another double ward from the blue team here. They really want these wards to have lots of backup and not get killed. 2 wards, once again, going down in the Dragon Pit, or Baron Pit. That makes a lot more sense than the 2 wards from the blue team, because there are actually pink wards there that they've been killing, and that'll give them a little more time to defend. Aurelia pushing out the top lane. Ezreal now coming up to engage this fight. Jarvan stuck defending the mid lane. Diana is dead. There is nothing to really stop the blue team here if they all get together and do it. They need to take out those wards. Oh, they don't have vision on that next ward. Excellent placement from that double ward. That's going to allow purple team to see this Baron exactly and know exactly when to go in for and try the steal. Put down that pink ward. Oh, hey, that got the ward killed finally. That'll do it. Nice job by the blue team getting that ward in time. They do pick up the dragon kill, and oh, Shin almost dying, trying for the steal. Aurelia goes right over the wall onto and trying to finish off Shin. Is he going to get it to Shin? Shin dies, but so does Aurelia. A little bit of an unnecessary, risk there, but hey, picked up the Thresh as well, and this is looking a lot of trouble for the purple team. Aurelia down for the blue team, but Thresh and Jarvan down. Diana now rejoining the fight. It is going to be a terrible situation for the purple team, who's now 7k gold behind. Such a sudden departure after that ace and the inhibitor kill. Oh, Diana is dead. Miss Fortune's in a lot of trouble. She may not be able to save from this. Oh, and she can't. The Orianna finishing off the kill on Miss Fortune, and this is going to be the end of the game, I think, for the purple team. Only Kha'Zix is alive, and there are already super minions pushing in on the Nexus. This 4-man push is going to be enough to kill at least both of these Nexus towers. Kha'Zix is not going to be able to answer this by himself. Jarvan's only 4 seconds away from respawning. Thresh not far behind him, but now are they going to get there in time? No, it does not look like they are, unless blue team does not focus the Nexus, which they are doing. This Nexus goes down, and that's going to be a win for Team VCH Vicious Hearts against Team Tsoul. Team Tsoul having a very strong fight for most of the thing until that one team fight where they got aced, lost the inhibitor, and from then on had no chance. Diana getting killed 1v1 on Aurelia or Ezreal. I'm not really sure who killed the Diana before that Baron fight, but it just wasn't enough. That ward almost gave them the opportunity to go in there and steal the Baron, but very nice placement of the pink ward in the back of the Baron pit from the blue team allowed them to kill that ward before Baron was stealable. 30 minutes in, a 9-kill advantage for the blue team and a 9k gold lead. A disappointing end to a very close match for the purple team. Just shows how quickly things can go out of favor if you lose a 5-man to none fight. That's right. Getting aced without any of the enemy team dying generally means bad things for your team, especially later on past the 20-minute mark. Alright, everyone. This has been FilibusterFox, and that is going to be the end of the stream for tonight. We will join you next time, tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel, twitch.tv/FilibusterFox, 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern. Right here, for a scrim match between 2 of my friends' teams. This will be the Team Tsoul that we've just watched tonight and the night before, and Pip's team, Ikimips or Shokolove, I'm not sure what he's calling himself these days, but his team, which I'm not sure of the name of nor the participants therein, will be fighting against them, and I'm looking forward to seeing that match go down. I'll be able to give you a lot more in-depth information about all of the players on the team, given the fact that I've played with the majority of them quite a bit, because that's mostly what I waste my time doing in customs is playing with my friends. So we will be looking forward to that tomorrow. It's probably going to be a best of 3, so be in for the long haul tomorrow at 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern. This has been FilibusterFox streaming League of Legends live once again. Forgive me for not going on longer, but as I said, I have not been feeling all that great, and it's taking quite a bit of effort to maintain the stream. Always drink water. Alright, that's enough of me talking. Instead of signing off, thank you for joining me tonight, everyone, and I will see you next time.